One afternoon, while their mums were out shopping, Peter and Mary decided to act out a scene from one of the videos. They went to the bathroom, thinking no one would catch them. But as they started, they heard voices. "Peter, Mary, where are you, Maggie?" called scared. They tried to hide the phone. But Aunt Rose entered the bathroom and froze when she saw the children. In a small, lively town, two families lived side by side, so close they felt like one big family. Peter and Mary, both just 9 years old, were inseparable. They laughed, played, and did everything together like siblings. Their mums, Aunt Maggie and Aunt Rose, were best friends too, sharing everything from daily chores to endless conversations over cups of tea. One day, Peter asked his mum for a phone, claiming it would help with his homework. At first, Aunt Maggie hesitated. He was still a child. But wanting to see him happy, she eventually gave in and bought him a simple, kid-friendly phone. "Use it wisely," she warned with a smile. Peter beamed with joy and hugged her tightly, grateful for her trust. At first, the phone was harmless fun. Peter and Mary watched cartoons and giggled over funny videos. But one afternoon, curiosity led them down a darker path. Peter stumbled upon an app filled with videos labeled 18+. He didn't understand what they were, but curiosity got the better of him. He showed Mary, and together they started watching, confused, intrigued, and unaware of the consequences. What began as innocent curiosity turned into a secret obsession. They stopped playing outside and grew distant and quiet. Their mums noticed the change, but didn't know what was wrong. Then one day, Aunt Maggie came home early. The house was eerily silent. Suspicious, she knocked on Peter's door. Panic-stricken, Peter tried to hide the phone, but it was too late. Aunt Maggie walked in and found the device on the bed. When she checked the history, her heart dropped. Shocked and furious, she called Aunt Rose over immediately. The two mothers sat Peter and Mary down, their hearts aching. "These videos are not meant for children," Aunt Rose said, her voice trembling with anger and hurt. They scolded the children, thinking a stern warning would be enough. Instead of taking the phone away, they chose to trust Peter would, now, understand the dangers. But things only got worse. Peter and Mary became sneakier, setting alarms and leaving doors ajar to avoid getting caught. The content they had seen left a mark, and soon it began to influence their thoughts. One afternoon, while their mums were out shopping, they decided to imitate one of the scenes they had watched. They went to the bathroom, thinking no one would catch them. But just as they began, a familiar voice called out, "Peter! Mary! Where are you?" It was Aunt Maggie. Panic set in. They fumbled to hide the phone, but it was too late. Aunt Rose walked into the bathroom and froze. Her eyes widened in horror as she saw what was happening. She picked up the phone, checked the videos, and her face turned pale. The shock was too much. Overwhelmed with disbelief and pain, Aunt Rose collapsed. She was rushed to the hospital, but the trauma had taken its toll. Tragically, she did not survive. Grief swept through the families like a storm. Aunt Maggie was devastated. She blamed herself for not acting sooner. Peter's phone was taken away for good, and from that day on, the children were no longer allowed to be alone together. The families turned to their church and a counselor for support. Peter and Mary began attending after-school activities and moral guidance sessions. Slowly, they started to understand the gravity of their actions and the importance of making responsible choices. The experience left a deep imprint, not just on the children, but on the entire community. The story is a stark reminder that curiosity, though natural, must be guided. Parents need to stay involved, to understand what their children are exposed to, and to lead with love and vigilance. Technology can be a window to the world, but without guidance, it can open doors to dangers children are not ready to face. Let this story serve as a powerful lesson about love, loss, responsibility, and the vital role of parental involvement in shaping young minds.